Have you gone through any heartbreaks before?
As a young gentleman or lady, you have gone through a heartbreak.
How was
So
the feeling
yes, I
like?
have. It was bad. Yes.
So was that your case where you were unable to eat? I hear those stories a lot.
Yes, I
People-
agree. The first one, yes. Like my mom had to come to my room and be like,
What?
"What's wrong with you? Why are you in your room the whole day?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm alright." But then at night, I have to go through a little bit of crying.
How long did it take for you to?
I think it was like 7 months. Oh no, for me to recover, maybe like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yes, because I started talking to other girls.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes someone will have money,
Yeah.
but the lady wouldn't be into the person, but into the money.
Yeah.
So she likes you, but she wants to get that money.
Oh.
So she might cheat on you,
Yeah.
find out, and that's a breakup.
Yeah.
For someone like me, once you cheat and I find out, unless I don't find out,
Okay.
if I find out, I'm done. So,
But what about if you cheat? You want her to leave you?
truthfully, I hardly cheat, but if I cheat and she finds out, she should leave.
Okay.
If you like someone,
Yeah.
it should be a good enough reason for you to go and cheat on them.
Okay. Should women approach men if they like them?
Yes.
But that's uncommon.
In the US, it's a little bit common.
Okay.
From where we are from,
Okay.
it's hard to find that.
Okay.
But still, some people do experience it. I was trying to pair my uncle with a lady I knew. My uncle was 42 years.
Whoa.
He was shy. 42 years, has a business, has money. He was shy.
Have you been manipulated before?
Oh yes, everyone has been manipulated before.
Okay.
But there's a difference between being manipulated and sacrificing.
Yeah.
Some women are very good at manipulation. Sometimes you might not even see it until after the relationship ends. Then you remember that you were actually being manipulated.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know once you were in there.
Okay. Dave, I'm really enjoying this.
Yes, sir. The most important thing is finding yourself, knowing who you are.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DJ's podcast, where we discuss everything relationship. Whether you are dealing with heartbreak or trying to understand the real meaning of love, you are in the right space. With me today, I have a very important guest that will discuss common issues about relationship, and I believe you don't want to miss this. I will see you when we come back. Welcome back. With me today, I am privileged to introduce one of my good friends who I happen to meet here in the United States. And so I believe he is so much into and understand the realities of relationship. With me today, I will introduce David. David, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi guys, I go by the name David Asumedu from Paul. Just a young gentleman trying to find his feet in life. I think that will do for now.
Okay. Have you gone through any heartbreaks before?
I think everyone has gone through it. Even people who try to deny it have gone through it.
Okay.
As a young gentleman or lady, you have gone through a heartbreak.
How was
So
the feeling
yes,
like?
I have. It was bad. The first one was brutal. The second one was alright. Because I think after the first one, you get a little bit of understanding of how relationship works.
Okay.
And sometimes, not that you expect it, but sometimes you know it can happen.
Yeah.
So your heart is a little bit prepared for that. So yes.
So was that your case where you were unable to eat? I hear those stories a lot.
Yes, I agree. The first one, yes. Like my mom had to come to my room and be like,
What?
"What's wrong with you? Why are you in your room the whole day?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm alright." But then at night, I have to go through a little bit of crying. I think I was around 17, 18 at this
What?
point. Yes.
You started dating that early?
Yes, I started my first original relationship at 17.
Okay.
And I had to leave her to university.
Okay.
And when I was in university, she was messing up. So yes, that was it.
Wow. How long did it take for you to?
I think it was like 7 months. Oh no, for me to recover, maybe like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yes. Because I started talking to other girls.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay. We'll come back right then. I want to know, in that process, what was going through your mind? Can you tell us, kindly describe how that feeling looks like?
Yes, I think everyone will have a different opinion, but personally, you get to question a lot of things. What did I do wrong?
Okay.
Was I bad somewhere? Was I not enough?
Okay.
Or is she the problem? Am I the problem? You know, these are some of the questions you get to ask yourself.
Okay.
And sometimes you get an advantage to ask the person you are involved with.
Okay.
If you don't, then you have to still it's more like answer the questions yourself.
Okay.
So you ask yourself these questions and you turn back to try to understand what you're really going through.
Okay.
Was I the problem? Did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So these are some of the things that are running into my mind.
Okay. So I mean, you said that you were able to recover in 3 weeks.
Yes. So it takes a while to recover because even after 6 months,
Okay.
it might dawn on you.
Okay.
So this girl actually did this to me, right? So yeah, it's kind of funny, but that's my experience, and I feel like a lot of people go through it. But you see, some men try to act tough, so they wouldn't really share this part of their life, right?
Okay.
So it's funny
Yeah.
after like 3-4 months because then once it comes into your mind, you kind of laugh and brush it off.
Yeah.
But the first 3 weeks to a month is the tough one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. You mentioned that you had some options, and that was the reason why you recovered so fast.
I mean, I wouldn't really say options, but freshman university,
Okay.
there are girls, right? So I was able to like talk to some girls, not necessarily date them,
Okay.
but I just talk to them to kill off time.
Okay.
So that process helped me to recover.
Okay. I've seen situations where people intentionally date other girls. In this case, maybe if it's a guy, he will intentionally date other girls just because they want to put a revenge on someone else. What do you have to say about that?
Well, morally and ethics, you can't really do that to someone because relationship is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's playing with someone's heart.
Okay.
So growing up till now, if I'm not interested in a relationship with you, I'll just let you know.
Okay.
I'm not interested in a relationship. If you are down to whatever I'm interested in,
Yeah.
if not, I'm not interested in a relationship. So let's just go the other route. Or let's just stay friends, or let's just stay strangers. So to me, I feel like all those people that do that, because the fact that someone did something about you doesn't mean you have to do the same to others. So
I want us to help someone else. I want us to help my viewers.
Okay.
As somebody with that experience and also being able to recover, can you tell my viewers how they should deal with heartbreaks and how to recover?
Okay, viewers. Well, I feel like for a teenager, 16, 17, 18 years, heartbreak is bound to happen.
Wow.
Because that's why when I see people, my opinion, when I see people getting married at 18 years or 19 years, I'm like, because 98% of the time it's not going to work because you don't know what a relationship is.
Okay.
So this is to the younger generation, 16, 17, 18 years. Go through it. It's normal. The older people, you already know a lot. But then I feel like once you share a little bit of your problem, it's a little bit solved.
Yeah.
People can't come and replace your heart or your feelings, but sometimes the words from them alone can comfort you and put you at the right spot. So if you are going through a relationship, talk to someone you trust. It can be your mom, it can be your dad, it can be your mentor, it can be your friend.
Yeah.
Any kind of experience or any kind of comfort that person gives you will really help you. My twin brother helped me to recover my first relationship. My mom also helped me. My second one, I spoke to my mom, but I was alright because I'd already seen it.
I think I like your mom. I mean, if a parent is able to.
Yes, she's very good. Like she's that kind of parent. I say a lot of things to.
Yeah.
People say I'm mama baba, whatever.
Yeah, but it helps.
It does help.
Yeah.
It really helps. For you to be able to open up to a parent is a big deal, especially from where we grew up from.
Yeah.
So the most important thing about heartbreaks is sharing it with someone, and it's basically every aspect of your life. If you're going through an addiction, if something is disturbed, if you are betting and you are losing money, talk to someone you really trust, someone you know can be of help. It could be your pastor.
Yeah.
So it just has to be confidential, right? I think basically that's like the first step to heartbreak, solving it, and also try to do what you like.
Okay.
Try to understand yourself as a person.
To take your mind off that.
That's why when I see people dating and everything is about their partner, I feel sorry for them because once they leave, you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
So even when you're in a relationship, try to do something you love alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the common things that cause breakup. Because I'm coming from this angle, okay? If a guy leaves a girl, most likely a girl will get heartbroken. If a lady leaves a guy, the guy will be the one that, so that whoever leaves first, it looks as if the other partner is what is going to is the one going to experience it. Tell me the common things that actually happen. Why do relationships suddenly fall off?
Okay, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
from my point of view, I feel like sometimes the first thing is material stuff.
Okay.
So especially the ladies, right?
They want money.
From where we grew up from, and even here in the US, it's general. It's not where we just grew up from. Even here in the US, the ladies,
Yeah.
some of them,
Yeah.
so they see something better than you or something they think is better than you.
Wow.
People don't really look at what is ahead. They
Mm.
want now to
The
enjoy
vision.
now, right? So
Yeah.
that's one thing that can lead. Sometimes someone will have money,
Yeah.
but the lady wouldn't be into the person, but into the money.
Yeah.
So she likes you, but she wants to get that money.
Oh.
So she might cheat on you, you
Yeah.
find out, and that's a breakup.
Yeah.
Because someone like me, once you cheat and I find out, unless I don't find out.
Okay.
If I find out, I'm done.
But what about if you cheat, you want her to leave
Truthfully,
you?
I hardly cheat, but if I cheat and she finds out, she should leave.
Okay.
I mean, I would beg her to stay, blah blah blah. But you see, the funny thing about all these things is, even inward, like in my heart, I'll still feel some kind of way. I'll have this paranoid feeling of her doing the same thing to me. That's why I hardly cheat, because I feel like if you like someone, it should be a good enough reason for you to go and cheat on them.
Okay.
So I think material stuff is like the main thing that draws girls into other people's bedroom or cars or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, people get tired. It gets boring.
Okay.
In relationships.
Yeah.
But the best thing I'll tell everyone is once it gets boring and you are fed up, just tell the partner,
okay,
I don't want it again. I want us to stop. Than to cheat on him or her or manipulate him or her into thinking she or he is the problem.
Yeah.
Just be a man or woman enough to say, let's finish this and move on.
I like everything that you have said.
Sure.
Viewers, from David, if you are going through heartbreak, the best thing is to talk to somebody you trust. Once you do that, it takes off your mind and never take on a revenge on an innocent person.
That's bad.
I will see you when we come back. Yes, welcome back, viewers. David, so my viewers want to know, how would you feel as a man if a woman approaches you? Should women approach men if they like them?
Yes.
But that's uncommon. That's not common.
In the US, it's a little bit common.
Okay.
From where we are from,
it's
hard to find that.
Okay.
But still, some people do experience it. I would say, so I'm going to talk in both aspects. For a male's point of view and from a female. So for a male, it's very good for us because it boosts our confidence as well. So once a lady approaches you, you feel that, okay, so actually I'm that attractive for a lady to like me.
Yeah.
So
but I think it goes the other way too. Women will be like, okay, the guys are approaching me. It means I mean a lot to them.
I mean, true, but I feel like every kind of girl have had at least one or two boys approach them.
Yeah.
So it's a normal for them.
Okay.
Especially if you're a little bit nice, it's very normal to them.
Yeah.
But for gentlemen, even if you are that nice, it's still not very normal.
Okay.
So it boosts our confidence, I would say, which is a good thing. Because once you're confident, then like, okay, so I can actually get girls to talk to me. That's good. For the ladies, also, it makes you very attractive for you to be able to approach a man. It means you know what you want, and then you are going for that. And I've heard stories where people actually approach men and they are married. It worked for them. Because sometimes we are shy.
Yeah.
As gentlemen. It doesn't matter if you are 40 years old or 30 years old. Sometimes we are shy. Yes. Sometimes the men are shy.
Yeah.
I was trying to pair my uncle with a lady I knew. My uncle was 42 years.
Whoa.
He was shy. 42 years, he has a business, has money. He was shy.
Was it like a lack of confidence?
Yes.
Whoa.
So, so the lady had to like help him know that she's interested. And then, okay, if you're interested, then I'm not afraid to shoot my shot.
But a conventional way that women see this is, okay, if I approach first, it looks like I'm desperate, and that kind of thing. I mean, how do we correct that kind of mentality? It's
just a different mindset.
Yeah.
And we grow into those mindsets.
Yeah.
Because of where we're from, we know that a man has to approach a woman.
Yeah.
I've seen other people even say to their daughter that don't ever approach a man because you sound desperate. Yeah. But sometimes it's not about being desperate. It's about knowing the kind of man you want. Yeah. And maybe you might look very beautiful. So other men will feel shy to even approach you. Yeah. And so once you approach him, he might be feeling you, but he's also shy because he feels you are not at his level. Yeah. So once you approach him, it makes things a little bit easy for both of you.
Yeah. What is the type of woman or the ideal type of woman that every man desires?
That's very subjective.
What is the ideal type of woman you desire?
That's a good question.
Because you said it's subjective.
Yes. So personally,
Mm.
I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
So the first thing I look out for is a woman who's a Christian.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but I can marry any other religion just
Yeah.
for the sake of my kids.
Okay.
So that's the first thing I look out for.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like a very, very good Christian. I can make you a very good Christian.
Yeah.
It's just
Dave,
something we learn
Dave,
together.
you can make your woman a very good Christian.
We will both make each other a very good
Did
Christian.
you go to church today?
We can make each other very good Christians.
So I think I can debate you about this whole you can make
Yes,
someone a
I'm
good
trying to
Christian.
swim away from that. But yes. I feel like the first thing I look out for is that. And also, I always tell people that make sure your woman is not scared to invest in you. Mostly,
Wow.
we invest in women as
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
But trust me, if I'm in a relationship with you, after the first 6 months, you invest in me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't have to be money.
Everybody invests in the kind of things they like.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just money.
Yeah.
There are other things you can invest in someone.
Yeah.
Your time, even just an information.
Yeah.
Checking out something for your partner.
Yeah.
Buying books for your partner. There are a lot. Taking your partners to places they want to go live.
Yeah.
So that's also one thing. If a woman is not willing to invest in me, I've dated girls for 3 months and I realized they're not willing to invest. I just leave them. I'll be like, yeah, you're not the type of person I want to be with. So,
but what's the common reason they feel like a woman can't?
Yeah, basically they have this mindset of a man should be the provider every time. I'm not saying I'm not going to provide. I am going to.
Of course.
But then it has to be like 70-30, 80-20.
Yeah.
Sometimes it will even be 80 for the woman and 20 for me.
Yeah.
Because
just to test the situation.
Because I always say dating is we date to marry.
Yeah.
So if I'm dating you
Yeah.
and I lose my job
Yeah.
or I go through a situation where I don't have money,
that is the moment the woman has to show that.
And you have it. Why can't you provide? If I always provide.
Yeah.
So
but it starts from the beginning. Like if they were able to invest in you, then it demonstrates that during the hard times,
they are going
to happen.
So any lady, if I ever dated you and you're watching this, you invested in me.
Now what's the profit for them? I mean, they invested in you. So
I mean, I also invested in them more than they invested in me. Okay. But just the idea of a woman liking you enough to invest something in you, it's good. So sometimes I even test my woman. Like I'll be like, I can call my girlfriend and be like, I have a situation. I need like $400.
Okay.
Can you help me?
Yeah.
And I'll ask the time I know she has money.
Okay. Yeah.
98% of the time they'll send it to me and I just send it back.
Yeah.
So to me, she has to be able to invest in you.
Yeah.
She has to be a good Christian. You guys have to like each other to the point that you sacrifice. Yeah. Like relationship is all about compromising.
Yeah.
So whatever she likes or you like, there should be a compromise in between, and then you have to build upon it.
Okay. So, what's the best way that a man should approach a woman?
Okay. So it depends. The Gen Zs, we just go into the social media, we just slide in DMs, which is still a good way to approach. But don't go and be goofing around. Like go as natural as possible. Sometimes people say pickup lines work, but it doesn't have to be corny. But to me, I feel like just going into the DMs and say, "Oh, I find you very beautiful or attractive. Wow. If you don't have a boyfriend, can we like talk?" That's very direct. Yeah. Also, it depends. If you want to go like being like a snake, then maybe you can go as a friend, trying to create a conversation and be friendly. And then
which one works?
I think going straight works. Wow. Letting her know your intention from the start, it really works.
Why does that work?
I don't know, but to me, I've used it and it works.
It probably demonstrate confidence.
Yes, so you just go straight to the point. I feel you're attractive. I want to probably take you on a date, or we should hang out sometime. If she doesn't have a boyfriend, sometimes even those who have boyfriends still want to do it.
They want to go.
Because they feel your kind of confidence, as you said, for you to just come into their DMs and put that kind of command there. Yeah. It's attractive to some of these ladies, right? Yeah. So also, if you see someone outside, you could also approach them. Yeah. More natural. Yeah. Hey, I feel you're attractive. Like, my name is this. Maybe what do you do? Just try to create a simple conversation, and that can lead up to giving her number to you or her Instagram or something, and then continue from there. Dave,
I have heard so many stories that women say they admire this kind of approach. Imagine a woman and a guy approaches you and comes out direct. It shows that, hey, they can actually command whatever form of manhood that you desire.
True.
So I actually have had much stories about that.
True.
Yeah. So viewers, you should always demonstrate confidence. If you find a woman attractive and you want to go out and date that person, don't hesitate. From David, take it from us. Go straight and direct whatever feelings you have for the woman to respond. And most of the time, it's going to be a positive response. I would see you when we come back from the break. Welcome back. Viewers, if you are still with me, kindly hit the subscribe button and help us grow. Dave, you were talking about approaching women. We want to know. We want to know. Okay, now we are in the US, okay, and we were in Ghana. So now we know the two. Kindly tell us, is it the same way or the same approach that a person should go with? Probably going to meet a white or maybe a black. Do you think it's the way you approach a white is different from the way you approach a black?
That's
And
a good
why?
question. Well, naturally, we are from two different parts of the world,
Yeah,
so it can be the same.
yeah,
To me,
yeah,
having spoken to a lot of black people
yeah,
and having or Africans
yeah,
and even black Americans and
yeah,
having spoken to white people,
yeah.
if you go by the more traditional and natural way of
Mhm.
just saying hi, I
Yeah.
feel you're attractive, I want to get to know you, that works for everyone.
Okay.
And even with that one,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't really work for the Africans, but it works for everyone
Yeah.
to the best, like
Yeah.
averagely.
Yeah.
But then we pick up lines or trying
Yeah.
to be funny,
Yeah.
it mostly works for the white people
Okay.
because I feel like the white people have a very good sense of humor
Okay.
than Ghanaians or
Yeah.
Africans.
Okay.
So, because I've had a uh, privilege of saying a pickup joke to a white person and it worked
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
And I've had the same privilege of saying a pickup joke to
A black
a
one.
Ghanaian lady, and she was like,
What are you trying to
like,
mean?
just tell me if you wanna have my number, just say. Or maybe she wasn't in a good mood.
Okay.
So that can be so it's more of an individual thing,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's not always the same.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easy with the
Yeah.
white people, especially if she's feeling you a little bit.
Yeah.
But the black people, it's hard.
Yeah.
Even if she's feeling you, she tries to make it a little bit hard.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I've heard that people say that okay, if you meet a white person, you try to be like okay, yeah, like, you compliment the person, and that opens doors to more
Yep.
conversation, and you can
Yep.
actually approach them.
True. Some
Did you ever try
Africans,
that?
yeah, some Africans it works, especially those with like very, like they have like very good sense of humor.
Okay.
They've been through a lot already. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay. Okay. But before that, let's come back. Let's come back from the break. Welcome back, viewers. I hope you are enjoying the conversation. If you do like what you are seeing or viewing, please comment on the video, give us a like, and subscribe to the channel. This will help us grow. Thank you. David, I want to ask you. You have been talking about confidence, but I believe that that is a mark of an alpha man. So I want to know, tell us, what what are some of the traits of an alpha man that women desire a lot? Because women view different kinds of men different ways. But the one with which they go in for depends on what they see. And I think I attribute this to who an alpha man is. So tell us a little bit about the traits of an alpha man.
I heard someone say everyone wants to be with an alpha male or female until they are actually with them.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
yeah. So it's kind of hard to deal with an alpha man.
Okay.
Because these kind of men are very, very confident.
Okay. They know what they're about.
Yes, they try to command everywhere they are at.
Okay.
Sometimes they don't have to even talk.
Okay.
But then once they are there, it shows.
Whoa.
So confidence is definitely one of
Yeah.
the traits
Yeah.
of an alpha man. It doesn't necessarily mean, some people think they are alpha male, but
Yeah.
they're probably not.
Okay.
Because it's not something you force on
Yeah.
yourself or onto people. It's
Yeah.
something that people see.
Okay.
It's more like someone saying I dress way better than everyone else, but then people actually around him knows he doesn't dress.
He
like
doesn't
that.
dress. Okay.
So for people to see something about you is different from seeing something about yourself.
Yeah.
So confidence is one main thing.
Yeah.
Commanding respect is also another thing about alpha male.
Okay.
Being a leader. People say leaders are born.
Yeah.
But sometimes people learn to lead, right?
Okay.
But an alpha male, if you're an alpha male, then you're a good leader.
Okay.
So you can lead your woman, and not
Okay.
just your woman. You can lead your entire family. You can lead even your friends. You can lead people.
Okay.
Once you see people coming to you to seek even advice, it's
Okay.
a trait of being an alpha.
Yeah.
Some people would say being an alpha male means you should have money too, which is true in a way because
Money makes everything alpha.
money makes you confident.
Yeah.
Money makes you.
Yeah.
Money won't make you a good leader.
Yeah.
But then I've heard people even say once you can make money, it means you're a good leader.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it takes someone who knows how to fish, to teach people how to fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes.
Oh, nice. So we are still talking about alpha men, right? And so one of the things that I actually also see sometimes is that women manipulate men, and they have a very creepy way of manipulating men. For example, okay, they want to come up with all different sort of stories just for you to go, the man to go all out, all out to demonstrate that kind of safe space they want to be. In what way do women manipulate men? And does this work on alpha men?
If you're an alpha man,
Yeah.
a woman can still manipulate you.
Have you been manipulated before?
Oh yes, everyone has been manipulated before.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't see it if it's not that big of a manipulation.
Yeah.
Because anything can be a manipulation.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between being manipulated and sacrificing.
Yeah.
So an example is, let's say I want to eat Wingstop.
Yeah.
My girlfriend wants to eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
And she's like, we have to eat one meal.
That's a sacrifice.
I can sacrifice and be like, let's all go eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's probably no manipulation.
Like Mr. Otia. I mean, that's what I want to mean, like Mr. Otia.
So yes. So I feel like even an alpha male maybe he might not feel manipulated, but for some people it might feel like a manipulation.
Yeah.
Some women are very good at manipulation.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might not even see it until after the relationship ends. Then you remember that you were actually being manipulated.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know once you were in there.
Okay.
So it depends, but I feel like at some point in your life, everyone is manipulated.
Should you pay just to see a woman?
What do you mean by pay?
Okay. To what extent should you go for a woman to feel like they need you? Because I feel like it boils down to this.
This is very funny. Sometimes when I see TikTok trends or see TikTok or Instagram and I see some of the comments, sometimes, especially with this whole issue with 50-50 household and stuff like that, and I see most of the black people, Africans, Black Americans, they tend to say they can't go 50-50 with their man because what shows he's the alpha male or he's the alpha man.
Yeah.
But trust me, we are the same people that are kind of broke in USA. All the people that are like very rich, they probably don't go 50-50, but the lady still helps in the house. She still does stuff to support the husband. So what I'm trying to say is being an alpha male doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be 100% provider. You could be 100% provider, but your woman still should find a space and means to help to make things. Because even if a man is making $200,000 and the woman is staying at home,
that's a good money.
It is good, but we always try to go ahead of life. So if you're making 200, what stops both of you coming together and making 500 or 400,000? So it's just.
Dave, I'm really enjoying this.
Yes, sir.
All right, viewers, thank you very much for being with us. We will discuss further when we come back from the break. Welcome back. Dave, can you tell us your final take? Advise my viewers. Tell us what you think we should do in terms of how to deal with women, and for the women, how to deal with men.
That's great. Viewers, younger generations, listen to your big brother.
Yeah.
Older generations, listen to your son or your small brother. I feel like the most important thing is finding yourself, knowing who you are, knowing your worth. Trust me, a lot of people don't know their worth, especially the men. Women tend to know their worth very early because once men start approaching them, they kind of see the kind of people they are attracting. So it boosts their confidence easily. But it's hard for men to actually know their worth. A man probably knows their worth after they start making money. And you start making very good money when you're like 25 to 30 years going. So most younger men probably doesn't really know their worth, but knowing your worth doesn't necessarily mean someone has to come and show you. You have to see it and know. So once you know who you are and know your worth, you don't just put up with anything. So if you have to let something go,
Yeah.
the Bible says when something is bothering you, like when your left ear is bothering you, just cut it off. It doesn't mean just cut it off.
Oh.
It just means cutting people off.
Yeah.
So don't be there for people to manipulate you.
Yeah.
Once you know your worth, all these things are gonna go away.
Yeah.
So the most important thing for me to you right now is know who you are, know your worth, know where you come from,
Yeah.
and then it will make you appreciate yourself more.
Yeah.
And once you appreciate yourself more and love yourself,
Yeah.
you know the kind of people you mingle with.
Yeah.
Not people who don't appreciate you.
Yeah. We appreciate that very much, Dave. So for my viewers, if you are going through some sort of heartbreaks or difficult time in your relationship, you can make it right. You don't have to harm yourself. Just find yourself. Look at your value. It is a loss for people who lose good people. So I admonish you to see the value in you and stay positive, and your relationship is going to be fruitful. I'll see you in the next episode.